We're here at Walt's Barn, but on behalf of the Carolwood Foundation, I would like to welcome you and tell you how pleased and excited we are to have as our special guest today, author Charles Phoenix. And he informs me he's written 7 or 8 books, and he is also the proprietor of countless slides, not only of Southern California, but Americana. In fact, his book is Addicted to Americana. Would you please welcome Charles Phoenix?
Thank you, Doug, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Walt's Barn. How's everybody doing today? So, yeah, I guess the real reason I got invited here today is because I did write this new book. It's called Addicted to Americana, celebrating classic and kitschy American life and style. We would never want to leave out the classic, nor would we ever want to leave out the kitschy. I know. So, anyway, the book is kind of 20 years in the making, and I'm going to do something that I never do or haven't really done much of, but I'm going to read the little beginning of the book. By the way, yes, you could call me an author. That means I must be a writer. I'll admit it takes me an hour to write a sentence because I've got problems, but who cares? This is the beginning of the book right here. It starts out by saying, the pop culture explosion that rocked the United States in the 50s and 60s was second in scale only to the Big Bang. Did you hear what I said, you guys? The pop culture explosion that happened in the United States in the 50s and 60s was second only in scale to the Big Bang. Am I right or wrong? Of course, that was the time that Disneyland was born, by the way, you guys. Never before or since has a society so cleverly fashioned such a high-quality, colorized, progressive, and proud of it, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious buffet feast of productivity, prosperity, and national pride. For many Americans, well, anyway, it goes on, blah, 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 blah. I'll never forget when I was a little kid growing up in Ontario, California, we would be driving down the street and my mother would be driving her Rambler American. Yes, we had a car called a Rambler. Don't you love cars called Ramblers? And I would say, Mummy, would you please give me the thrill of you spelling out supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and over, not over and over at the same time, but day after day, week after week, my mother would spell out supercalifragilisticexpialidocious for me. Okay, you don't care. Anyway, in the book, I start out by saying born on a used car lot. My appreciation for classic and kitschy American life and style started by when I was about 2-3 days old, when the first words I was able to speak were, what kind of car do we have? And I became obsessed with classic cars, and it was my mother that I asked the question, and she said, we have a 55 Chevy Bel Air, and you're going to be very happy because your father is a used car dealer. I'm like, yes, that's perfect. Can we go to the used car lot right now? So we went to the used car lot, and starting like 3, 4, 5 days old, I was going in and out of every single car, like pretending to drive every car. I became obsessed with old cars. And then one Sunday, it was like, wake up, we're going to Disneyland. I'm like, where? Disneyland, you'll love it. So we went to Disneyland, and whoosh, eternity happened for me. I was hypnotized, mesmerized, and spellbound. And immediately, as a 6 or 7 day-old child, I knew Disneyland was absolutely the greatest place ever in the history of the universe that ever was or shall be.